we are back with another video, and today I'm going to showcase why I am still the best in the game. This is exactly why, because I'm going to show you right quick why I am. As you can see here, it has number 1 through 13. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm right in this bracket. So can you guess what my name is? Yes, that's right, I go by a different alias, and that name is Yao Ming, man. So you can see I am number 12 on the ladder, Yao, all the way. I'm about to show you guys some of my recent replays, just to run you guys through my thought process. New year, new username. Anyways, that's besides the point. Let's just hop on straight with this battle. This battle was against Too Quiet. Pretty high. I was pretty high in ranking. I was actually just before I made it to 1932. Before I made it to 12th place, I believe I was 16th. And so this game, obviously I won, but it took me a while to, actually win. I had to make some great plays. But anyways, let's get to it. All right, let's go. So we have the Gary song. Okay. So he lead up with Feldthorn, I lead up with Mandelbuzz. I knew he's gonna lead up with Feldthorn, or his Cinderace, because that's likely gonna be the lead. I mean, he wants to get his rocks up. Cinderace is mostly looking to scout, so probably U-turn. And then if he wants to lead up with Congo for whatever reason, I can obviously beat him 1v1. I can always switch out to Mimikyu to resist the fighting or to negate the fighting, and then Gengar cannot take Manabuzz 1-on-1, especially since I have foul play. That's going to do like more than half. So unless he lives with Sylveon and Hydreigon, I'm looking to be in a good position as a lead. So we're going to see how things turn out. He goes in Sylveon, which is a great play because I went straight for taunt, and he knew, looking at my team, that no one is like steel, and no one can really take on his Hyper Voice. Like, no one really resists it. So at this point, that was a great play on his part. Now I have to switch out. So I decided to switch out Mousewine. At this point, I need to see if this Sylveon is indeed maybe a Witch Protect set or a Choice Specs set. So I'm going to bring out my Mousewine. I know my Mousewine can live with whatever, even if he's Choice Specs. Hyper Voice, because it's going to do it at most 70%. I just noticed. So just give him my spreads and everything. So if he goes to Hyper Voice and does 77%, that confirms it. If he does less than that, then that tells me he's something else. So here's the thing. So he goes into Hyper Voice, does 55%, tells me he's definitely not Choice Spec. So I'm gonna go for Earthquake because I figure he's not going to lead off. He's not going to bring out his Hydreigon. It doesn't make sense. Like I could obviously go for Icicle Crash. So I knew Earthquake was the best move, especially since Gengar no longer have Levitate. He has that disable effect. So I knew Earthquake was a safe bet. I go for Earthquake. I felt so it's very, very bulky. In fact, as you can see, that they only did 44%. So here I switch out into Mandelbuzz, expecting him to go for Stuff Rock, so I could go for default, but he goes for Leech, so I'm like, that's fine. So I go back into my Swine, thinking he's going to switch it back into his Sylveon, because like I said, he could always switch back into Sylveon against my Mandelbuzz, and that's going to be a huge threat against me, because he could obviously destroy my team. But he goes for rocks here, as unfortunately now I have to just go for my biggest move. So I'm going to go for Superpower Bandit. I will take him down low enough that my Mimikyu can basically take care of his entire team, or rather my Dragovich, because Dragovich has a problem with Feldthorn. So if I can take care of Feldthorn, Dragovich could just come here and go for my strongest physical move. I'll be able to do a lot to all his other mons. So that's my mindset, is to take out Feldthorn as soon as possible. Go back to Mandelbuzz here. I go for Taunt because I'm expecting to go for Leech, which he does opt to go for instead of default. Now default the next turn. As for whatever reason he stays and goes for Gyro Ball, I would have just switched out into my Sylveon, knowing that Sylveon is a huge threat to me. Now he does go into the Sylveon now, which is good, I suppose. So now I just have to sack him. So I'm going for Taunt, knowing that he's not locking himself. He's definitely not Choice Specs, like I said in the beginning. So now he reveals that he is the Wish Protect set. So he goes for Hyper Voice because he has no other options. So here I'm going to Mimikyu, and I just set up my Sword Dance because I know I can take out anyone at this point since Feldthorn is no longer a threat. He goes for Hyper Voice, breaks my disguise. He goes into Feldthorn here. I do unfortunately miss my play rough, but that's at least my worries, because I could just go for a 100% accuracy move. Had to show that drain punch. But it's whatever. Now I'm down here. He goes Incinerate. I'm gonna switch out immediately into a Dragovich, because I know Dragovich can take anything. U-turn, his power ball, whatever he has to do, I can take it. So I go by power ball. He doesn't know I'm choice spec, so I am faster than him. So unfortunately for him, he loses it real quick. Now the fact that he sent out his Hydreigon here, and this is the key moment here, is the fact that he sent out his Hydreigon tells me he has to be choice Scarf. So he's probably trying to frighten me away, but because I have Mimikyu, I'm not afraid, because if he goes to Draco, I could always send out my Mimikyu, and once I SD, I'll be able to knock out the rest of his guys. So it's not really smart for him to go for Draco Meteor. He could go for a Dark Pulse, and I think if he goes to Dark Pulse and it hits me in the middle range, my physical Ren would do less. So that could also be an option as well. But Dark Pulse, like all my guys really resist Dark Pulse, like Hydreigon and Quandon. So it's like, yeah, so I kind of expect him to go for U-turn, something like that. And then here he makes a comment saying that was a bad move, but I already knew what I was doing. So go for physical and knock out his basically a free knockout of his Conqueror, and he goes into Hydreigon now. Now I don't think he wants to mess around, so I'm expecting a Draco or a Dark Pulse. Nonetheless, I'm just going to sack my Hydreigon. He goes to Dark Pulse here. Now that gives my Hydreigon an opportunity to live, so I know he's locked into that, so I'm gonna go for Nasty Plot. Nasty Plot follow with a Flash Canyon. It's gonna do a significant amount. He's gonna want to knock me out and not go for Wish, so he takes me out. And here I just go back to my Dragovich, and Dragovich will just go for physical Ren, knock him out. He's going Hydreigon here, and I'm not going to sack him just yet. I'm just going to send out my Hydreigon, my Quandon, as he goes to Dark Pulse. Here I'm hoping he doesn't flinch me, because if he flinches, it's going to be like really hard it's going to be really hard to beat him, because that means I will have to, like, basically my Quandon dies. He's still Scarf. That means I'm going to have to bring out Mimikyu. He probably gonna go for Dark Pulse. I probably have to go for Play Rough. He might switch out. Play Rough is gonna do less to Gengar, but then I could go for Shell Sneak. But then Life Roll will basically take me down low. And then I guess I still could win the game, because I do have Dragovich, which could live Dark Pulse. I do have Outrage, so it'll definitely knock him out. So I guess it doesn't matter in the end, but it will just make it much tougher in the end. But luckily I don't get flinch. I knock him off, and that's crucial because I have to knock off his choice Scarf, which means my physical, Dragovich is actually faster regardless, 100%. Here I could go, here I do go on Dragovich. I know I'm faster, physical Ren, knock him out. And then his Gengar is the last Pokemon, and obviously I'm faster, and boom, knock him out 100. Unless he has Focus Sash, but then again I have Mimikyu with Shell Sneak, knock him out. So that brought me to 1937, as I said. Anyways, moving on to my second battle, let's just see. I'm battling Mob Snarkly. I know this is Bob Markley. So anyways, looking at his team, pretty interesting team, to say the least. Anyways, let's just get on with it. As we go into Mandibuzz, he goes straight for SD. I'm just gonna stay in, go for foul play, just to knock off his disguise. Here I know he's gonna go for Play Rough. I'm gonna stack my Quandon. I felt like Quandon was the most useless, because he still have his Close Stack. Go for physical. Here I think it'll knock him out, but he goes for Shadow Sneak first. He thought that I would knock him out, but it doesn't. And yeah, and then I knew he's gonna go for another Shadow Sneak. I don't want my guy to take more damage, so I'm gonna send him Mandibuzz. I do have like him able to knock him out, so that helps. Here he goes into Period. I just go for Taunt just in case he goes for Sword Dance or something like that. I go for Foul Play on his incoming Closer. I'm not sure why he did that, and then why he went for Shell Smash, because he loses defense, which means that my next Foul Play will knock him out. So my biggest threat was Closer, and I definitely knocked him out, so that was great. He seems like he's nice Life Ball, right? I think, no, he wasn't. So I don't know what this guy is, because Gotz would be better. But anyways, the fact that he keep going to Drain Punch means that I'm just going to freely send out my Mimikyu. Go for Play Rough, and he's going to come in by Period. That's absolutely trash. I'm going to switch out into Mandibuzz as he goes for Iron Defense, which is interesting. I go for Roost just to see what he's going to do. He goes for Body Press, obviously it's super effective because I land on ground. I go for Foul Play here. I think he actually goes for another Iron Defense on my crap. He goes for Body Press. I'm just gonna let him do that, as I do die to that. As he brings in his Body Shot on my Hydreigon. I go for Dark Pulse and I follow Draco. I thought I'll kill him, but he's able to freely go for SD. Goes for the second punch, does 46. I'm gonna knock him out with the Dark Pulse. But because I'm at all these minus, it's looking really bad. So he's extra drill with Balloon. He goes for Upper Spin just to get the speed ability. I go for Dark Pulse, the 28% that's absolutely trash. He goes for SD, so basically it's like a rock polish SD set, which is very, very threatening. So yeah, I gotta watch out for that. So he goes for Iron Head and knocks me out. I don't know why I bought him Mimikyu, because I should have known that he is. I should have known that he is a mold breaker, but for whatever reason, I just stayed in going for Train Punch. But now it's looking really, really bad. So I'm really only hoping that my Mammoth Swine could just knock him out with the Bandit Ice Shot, which I do here. So that's very, very lucky. As he goes in Congo here now, I give him the opportunity to just go for a free Train Punch, get back a lot of health. But unfortunately, it's not enough for him to gain back enough to live my physical. And I think my physical would just knock him out regardless. I think, okay. So here, I think that the fact he go for Mac Punch, it brings me down to so low, which means my Strong Jaw isn't going to do as much as it would. So he's hoping to live that maybe. But anyways, luckily his last Pokemon is my Period, because he's 4 times weak to water, which means I will guarantee kill, and he's low in health. So that basically sums up the game, and that was the second game that got me to 1923. So